You can see Cam Peterson's going to line up next to him in second. Blake Davis, PJ Jacobson, Kayla, and Brandon Posh are going to round out row number 2. Let's see. I hope Brandon can get through turn 1 a little better than yesterday. Scott Lewis, Josh Hayes, Torrin Collins, who we spoke to, Aiden Sneed, fresh off another top 10 next to Corey Alexander, Hobbs, Cardenas, Linares, Dave Anthony DeLeon, and Chase Black are going to be the next guys. It looks like somebody in our foreground there has gone down. De Silva, Vandenbroek, Nassani, Enriquez, Greg, and Williams are going to be row 8. You see the riders slowing down there, Greg. It's because Kevin Horney has tipped over. Monk, Zaragoza, Mags, Airstein. You see Kevin there on our screen, and Jake Vandal. So he was supposed to go from row 9. We got Dietrich and Omen. That is from turn 16, 17, 18 into 19. Kevin obviously had no idea that was happening. This is going to be a big cleanup, unfortunately, I think. I'm glad Kevin made it through there. But if you notice here, Greg, we're a little bit lucky because Kevin...
Here we go, race 2. We're away. Oh, and a good launch from Blake Davis on the 22. The Strack Racing Yamaha rider is going to lead us into turn number 1. What a jump he got. So he bends it over up the hill, and here we go, down towards the S's. And so far, so good.
I love it.
It looks pretty clean for everybody off the start.
Really good there. And so you're going to see the 2 Strack bikes. Chasing right behind them are the 2 Rahal Ducatis of both PJ Jacobson and Kayla Yakov. Now for Kayla, this is the perfect spot for her. She has had a lot of pace all weekend long, Greg. She did 2 2:12.5s in qualifying to get herself up on that grid. This is a good time for her to see what these leaders do at the beginning of a race. We've seen her set pace in Junior Cup. We've seen her in Twins Cup, and we've seen her just continue to mature in this class. Letting those guys get away ever so slightly, but this is still a good view for her to have early in this race.
The Rahal Ducati with ex-Bell rider on the Panigale V2, Kayla Yakov, trying to stay in touch with the 3 up front, Jamie.
Well, yesterday she was able to fight her way into a 5th place finish, but she really felt like after qualifying she had a lot more pace than that. She was frustrated because of the start of the race yesterday, and she had the wrong gearing in. She said she certainly didn't do herself any favors, but when I talked to her just before this restart of this race, she had a lot more confidence and a lot more momentum, hoping to stay with these front runners early on.
Boy, Greg, did I just love what I saw from PJ Jacobson, getting it in there tight, going past both those Strack bikes, only to have that returned. Again. Yeah, he's tight again, and he's trying to get past Blake Davis here. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys go. He wanted to slip back up underneath Blake into turn 15, wasn't able to do it. Now Ty Scott also had got by Kayla, so it's rough at the front right now. Everybody wants to get to the lead. Look how careful everybody's being. You see the dry sweep that was laid down, but for PJ Jacobson, he took a shot early, got that Ducati stopped, turned, and out, but Blake was able to get through him in the next turn.
So the Strack Yamahas are going to 1-2. I talked to Blake Davis before this race, and the 22, he said, there are no team orders in Strack Racing. I am out to win this race, and he's going to let his teammate do whatever he wants to do, but he's up for a fight, is Blake Davis. Here comes the 15 of PJ Jacobson. He's going to go tighter line up the hill. He's going to take over the lead. PJ dirt track style. What an outbreaking maneuver by him. Great job by the 15 to take over the lead for the moment.
And look, Greg, it's an 8-lap sprint. Nobody's concerned about tires, heat, any of that. As you see again, these 2 guys are so close. Blake Davis and PJ Jacobson leaning on each other. Where there's only a spot for 1 bike, they made spot for 2.
Is right behind Yakov, and the 45 looks like he's going up the inside and is going to make a double pass because he got around Vision Wheel M4X Star Suzuki's Ty Scott. So Cameron Peterson got by for a moment. Ty Scott on that 40th anniversary livery of the GSXR is able to hold on to 4th for the moment, but impressive by Cameron Peterson, who is hurting.
Adrenaline's a funny thing, Greg. It's the best drug you have. As you see, PJ's going to lead them down into turn number 12.
PJ, at this point of the championship, there's a lot to lose, but also nothing to lose.
Look at Blake Davis just rolling around the outside of PJ Jacobson. PJ being a little careful over that dry sweep, and the 22 of Blake Davis just rolled right around the outside of him.
Blake Davis having a go at it. Here goes PJ, another left-hander, dirt track style. Onto the front straightaway they go. He pulls the trigger on the Ducati, and as they come across the line, he'll be credited with the fastest lap of the race so far of 14.631. But Aiden Sneed back there in 8th place goes 14.596 on the MV Agusta. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far as Blake Davis goes back to the lead.
PJ's just getting gapped ever so slightly as they go from turn 6. Is Matthew going to try jumping up the inside? He is.
Whoa.
He tries getting up the inside. Both riders giving each other a little bit of room. But now they're letting Blake Davis start to get away. I believe you saw Blake Davis earlier on in the paddock as you were walking through. What did he stop and tell you?
He said, I'm out to win, and he said, I don't have team orders. Now, the situation, Jay, is Matthew Skoltz qualified as he goes into second place, a 2:11.7. We're at the 2:14s mark right now. So with that dry sweep on the racetrack, it has slowed the laps down by about 2.5 seconds off of what the race pace is. So as these riders continue to figure this out with 5.5 laps to go, we expect to see these lap times continue to drop.
Yeah,
there goes Ty Scott. Ty Scott looking for some room. He's in deep, but he's got to take over third as he goes side by side with your championship leader. So the number 70 of Ty Scott on that Vision Wheel M4 X-Star Suzuki into third spot. I spoke with him before the race. Oh, and down goes Blake Davis.
Blake Davis goes down right in front as he's leading his way around. Greg, boy, you called that quickly, too. So Blake Davis off. Here you go, Greg, and look back. Blake Davis loses the rear and gets high-sided off the inside of the motorcycle. So that's just picking up the throttle ever so slightly, Greg, as you're going to get a reaction here from the Strat crew as they look at their guy. Again, look at this battle we got at the front, Greg. PJ Jacobson goes back to the front with Matthew Skoltz. Ty Scott looking down the inside, as well as Kayla right there. Cam Peterson injured, but still doing the business. Look at Matthew stuffing up the inside of PJ. PJ's going to fire right back, Greg, on the exit of this turn and try to do something down the inside of the last corner. You got to feel it.
Here he goes once again into the lead. Goes the yellow bike of PJ Jacobson. Now the drag race to the start-finish line, and it's Skoltz who actually gets the advantage. Torrin Collins now fastest lap of the race at a 14.1. Side by side up the hill they go, and oh, they are so close on that one. They're side by side, but Skoltz is going to have position, so PJ not able to use his typical dirt track sliding style as Yakov now up the inside.
To be in a race like this and see the leader still at this stage. So for Aiden Sneed, this is a great run so far as Ty Scott goes back up underneath Kayla Yakov down into turn 12. Matthew Skoltz, look at Kayla just fire right back at that number 70 as Ty Scott was trying to get on the gas with a little too much lean angle.
On that Celtic Economy Lube and Tire Warhorse HSBK Ducati as we have another look up and out of the saddle. So Josh Hayes on the BPR Racing number 4 as now another move for position by Ty Scott. Under braking onto the back straightaway, and he gets around Yakov. So there's Cameron Peterson now right on the tail section of Kayla Yakov, and we'll see if these two Ducatis fighting each other, if Peterson's going to be able to draft and pass. They're not able to get in the draft of the Suzuki GSXR 750 of Ty Scott. Under braking goes Cameron Peterson. What a move for him as Matthew Skoltz now has settled into this 1.1 second deal. No, Kayla.
She is just firing up underneath these guys, and you can see Ty Scott and her are going to get close to see what happens here. Ty's going to have that position, so now he's going to have Aiden Sneed in his draft, trying to get back by.
And Torrin Collins tapped the tail section, kind of indicating to Sneed, hey, don't race with me, let's go catch these guys. Sneed doesn't care. He's going to set his own pace. He gets back in front of Torrin Collins.
Yeah. But you're right, Aiden got in over the rumble strips there, got all out of shape.
I was going to say, though, that MV Agusta is a race-winning motorcycle over in Europe in World Supersport, under the young guidance of this rider, and he's got a good battle, but they're starting to lose touch for that final podium spot as Collins on the Altus Motorsports goes back by Aiden Sneed. Now the long drag race down the back straightaway, and Aiden Sneed now saying, like, all right, let's just stop messing around.
And we have a rider down, Greg.
One of our Uritos
riders down.
I believe it's Alexander Enriquez on the number 12 out of 19th place, quite possibly. But back to this battle for 6th place between Sneed on the 98, Hayes on the 4, Collins on the 71, Brandon Posh in the mix as well on the 96. and Corey Alexander on the 23.
Here comes Torrin Collins. Now this is the spot that Torrin wants to put himself into here as they brake hard for turn number 1. He's going to make that pass on Aiden Sneed. Now, let's see if Torrin's got some pace down through the S's as Josh Hayes gets extremely out of shape on the exit there. That's going to allow Ty Scott to open up the radius of that corner and close in ever so slightly on her. So had she known she had a gap, she probably would have opened up that radius a little bit more at the top of the hill.
Battle for third place, final spot on the podium. The number 19, Yakov, leads the way.
Kind of got to love where Cam Peterson is here in this battle. He should be able to draft both these bikes. We've seen that Warhorse Ducati this year with some pace down the straights. So for Kayla right now, she's got to clean all this the best she can as Ty Scott has a look up underneath in turn 8, the flip back over to turn 9. But has Cam Peterson played this perfect, Greg, where he's going to be able to draft both these bikes down into that all-important turn 12?
Depends on what Ty Scott's going to do here. No, is Cameron Peterson going to try to steal a position from Ty Scott? So a good move there. Now it's all about Kayla's drive. If she gets a good drive and Cam Peterson able to get in the tuck behind her, he might have a good opportunity here to take position as we get to the back end of the back straightaway. But look at the Suzuki GSX-R 750 looking for real estate. Everyone trying to get around. Who's going to have position? Kayla gets hung out to dry, but she's going to go hard on the brakes as Ty Scott gets the position. Oh, and nearly they touch at the apex.
But look at the bike control all three of these riders have. Kayla's going to just go straight to the apex. She's not going to be able to make it. Now watch Ty through here. He's going to hold it tight on the exit here, and he's going to move all the way over to the left. He's not going to allow anybody to sneak up the inside of him here, Greg. But we know the one thing Kayla has is its speed through 16, 17. If these guys let her lead through here, she's going to be gone.
And for the number 70 bike, he's got a track limits warning, so he's got to be careful in turn 19 for the 70. But there goes Yakov in third place.
She gets the thing loose, Greg. Now, here's where she's gone tight again. Now he's going to be able to turn it back up underneath and give himself a run. Going into the last corner, she moves over to the left. What a move by Kayla. Matthew Schultz is going to win this race, Greg.
Good job for Matthew Schultz and a win, and now the run. And Kayla's way out wide. What happened to Ty Scott? There he is as we come to the line. Cameron Peterson, injured and everything, but here comes that run for 6th place, and it will go to Aiden Sneed ahead of Torrin Collins, Brandon Posh, Josh Hayes in 9th, and Corey Alexander in 10th. Woo! Wow. How do you like that one?
Oh my gosh.
Back up front, Jason.
We had a race.
10 lead changes in this race in 8 laps. And it was all about Matthew Schultz. Once he was able to shake his competition, he just set fastest lap after fastest lap. And the margin of victory, 1.8 seconds. So Schultz, PJ Jacobson, Cameron Peterson, Yakov, Ty Scott, any one of those three deserve that podium. It's now 21 points for Matthew Schultz. Not quite a race in his advantage, but PJ Jacobson, only those two in this championship. So as we head to New Jersey for our final 2 races of the season,